Today we are talking about Bibi Sakina Salam. She was about 4 to 5 years in Karbala, and we all know that in Karbala her most beloved father Imam Hussein Salam died. After Imam Hussein Salam died, the tyrannical forces of Yazid came to the tents. They looted all the belongings of the holy ladies Salam, and they snatched away the hijabs of the holy ladies. Bibi Fatima Salam's daughters were left bareheaded. Sakina Salam was crying for her father, but instead of comforting words, Shimmer slapped Sakina's face and pulled off earrings from her ears. Blood poured from little Sakina's ears. Surely they would stop now, but they did not. One by one they set fire to the tents. The helpless ladies and children ran from one tent to another. Little Sakina Salam's dress was on fire. Her ears were bleeding. All Sakina wanted to do was see her dear father. She ran to the battlefield screaming, "Father, where are you? Father, Father, speak to me, Father." After that, they gathered all the women and children, and the caravan was forced to start traveling towards Kufa. Imam Zain al-Abidin al-Islam, frail with illness, was bound in heavy chains and forced to walk barefooted, as the ladies, including the granddaughters of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, were forced to sit on bare backs of the camels with their necks and hands tied tightly in ropes. Every lady, every child was standing in front of Yazid, tied in ropes with no veils, and Imam Zain al-Abidin al-Islam bound in heavy chains. The shocking scene is that the evil Yazid is drinking wine in front of him in a tray, and in front of him in a tray is the severed head of our Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and Yazid is hitting the mouth and teeth of the holy Imam with a stick. A subservient courtier, anxious to curry favor, bowed before him, thinking himself too clever. "Your Majesty, your indulgence I crave. Bestow that girl Sakina on me as a slave." Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, standing nearby, with her head bowed, was furious and infuriated as never before. "You wretched soul, no shame you have? The Prophet's grandchild you wish to enslave? Is there none amongst you even to protest against this shocking and shameless request?" Because Yazid thought that the people might get angry and infuriated, Yazid refused to give the little girl to the little servant of his. One night, Bibi Sakina alayhi salam was asleep, and suddenly she awoke crying and started to look for her father everywhere. All the holy ladies tried to console her, so she would stop crying, but she didn't get any peace and continued crying. "Oh, my dear aunt," she said, "where is my father? A few minutes ago I was with my father, and he kissed me and said to me that, 'My dear Sakina, you will soon be with me.' But where is my father now?" When Bibi Sakina alayhi salam told her dream, all the holy ladies alayhi salams started to cry, and now this noise of crying was heard by Yazid at his court. Yazid sent a servant to ask why the little princess alayhi salam was crying. The servant was informed that Bibi Sakina alayhi salam missed her father, and that is why she was crying. They informed Yazid of the situation, and Yazid, for his sadistic pleasure, sent the severed head of Imam Hussein alayhi to the prison. And when Bibi Sakina alayhi received the head of her father, she started to cry even more and held it very tight and asked her father, "Who cut off my father's head? Who martyred my father? Why are we held as captives?" With these words of sorrow, suddenly Bibi Sakina alayhi was quiet, and there was a silence in the cell. Everyone thought that Bibi Sakina alayhi had finally gone to sleep again, but this was not a temporary sleep. Bibi Sakina alayhi had now gone into a permanent sleep to meet her Holy Father. Bibi Zainab alayhi summoned Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi to check the status of Bibi Sakina alayhi as they thought she had fallen unconscious. When the Imam alayhi went over to check on his sister alayhi, he noticed she had stopped breathing. All the Bibis were crying, standing around Bibi Sakina alayhi.
ما هذا الصوت؟ لا أطيق سماع أحد، لا أريد سماع أحد، أخلصوا! إنها ابنة الحسين يا مولاي وتريد أباها. تريد أباها؟ حسن، ابعثوا به إليها. ما بكم أن تقفاني كالبلهاء؟ ابعثوا به إليها لتراه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Bibi Sakina alayhi is buried in the same dungeon. Bibi Zainab alayhi held the still child as Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi dug a grave for her sister in the dungeon. Her alayhi's clothes were burnt in Karbala, and due to the injuries had intermingled with her flesh. Therefore she was buried in the same burnt, ripped clothes right there in the dungeon of Syria, Zindan-e-Sham. As the grave was being filled up after the burial, the mother let out a scream. All the ladies huddled around her, and the prison walls began to shake with a cry, Ya Bibi Sakina, Ya Mazlumha, O Sakina, O oppressed one.